We're gonna do.
I can't wait till the day I'm watching him do this stuff, but it's cool, like, you know, when he gets older, it'll be cool to talk to him, and hopefully he'll remember these days, because I mean, my days are numbered as, you know, as I get older, so it'll be cool one day when we get to look back and hopefully he's doing the same thing I'm doing right now and blowing it away, and we can laugh that we thought this was a big deal, you know? If this goes, then I'll be happy, and the other stuff, like 25 grand to win, that, you know, this thing to me is irrelevant. I'm happier knowing that I've met my accomplishment of going 70 feet. You know?
Launch it this time. Just focus. Wait for that wing.
I just need a little bit more speed, dude.
You landed like basically like right there.
Yeah, Danny. That's 67, the first line. So this is about 63 and a half.
I need to go down to this right here. I need another one. I had the pop. It's so much struggle for that speed that's fucking my airtime up. I'm touching up there, dude.
But you're not getting the solid, like, you're not doing the solid pump. Like, you took off no board that time. You didn't even get us, you know?
So like
Launch it this time. Just focus.
how many 65 footers left away? What? Are you fucking kidding me? I gotta go bigger, dude. It's fucking killing me. That was it, 64? I need
That's farther.
I need to go further. Oh, I need that super pump and just make one. I know I can do it. Just gotta get that one pump. Couple feet further.
That's all it is, dude. Couple feet.
How much harder can that be? Both my ankles are sprained.
You getting hurt when you battle it?
Fuck yeah, my ankles are shot, dude.
Save it a little bit for tomorrow.
Because I need this is like one, I'll never have this opportunity for a long time. You know what I mean?
You broke it.
But I want to break it. Okay. I'm sore at this point. Been doing this all day long. My body's killing me. You think knowing that you could bail over that thing is fun? I'm trying my hardest, dude. I wouldn't be going up here over and over again if I wasn't trying my hardest. I wanted to go 70 feet today. I went 65 feet. That's a bit bigger than anyone's gone, so I'll take it. 65 it is.
That's the Guinness Book World Records, Andy.
This is something I've been wanting to get over with for a long time. So that's why I kind of went for this first. I definitely would have liked to gone a little bigger, but oh well, that's, to me, I'm happy.
Even though he did break the record for the longest jump yesterday, I know that he didn't really accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. Longest jump and into the highest air, and I was kind of excited to see what would happen. So I'm the sole judge that's here today to witness really what he ultimately set out to do.
My right ankle got tweaked and I'm slamming on, just landing on it super hard. It's all bruised and swollen.
If he rides smaller wheels, I think he'll be able to easily beat his own record of the highest air, which was 16 feet, I believe. And from the looks of it, his warm-up air is being 9-10 feet. I think he has potential to go 20 feet on a backside air.
Just trying to slow myself down after landing. It's like cruise into a 15-20 foot.
I'm pretty stoked to just see him have the control to land at 360 and then speed check on the way down. And then do a 15-foot air. Maybe two more tries, he'll easily make it. He has the confidence, he's like, okay, I can do it then. I can beat the record.
That's the biggest backside I've ever done in my life.
Third wire down, 17. So he did it. That one was 17, but like I said, he wants to go for 20, so.
No speed check now.
You're over 17, not quite 18.
17 and a half. I need to make an 18-footer.
You know, we were talking about whether it's mental or physical, but for him at this level, it's mental because when he speed checks or doesn't speed check, that's the point that he's making that decision about what's going to happen and what he's going to go for. Now that he's so focused on the high air, doing a 50-foot backside 360, all of a sudden he's making it every time because he's not even thinking about it. That was 18, definitely.
$17 and a half. Fuck.
Yeah, I'd give it 18.3 from my angle.
18.3. I'll take it. I think a 50-foot 360 to 18-foot air is a little bit more sketchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm done then. I'm happy that I'm alive. Like, you go try and go big, maybe 3 inches bigger, but for me, the odds of getting hurt are pretty heavy. So I'll stick with the 18.3, and if anyone wants to step up and try and beat that, then I'll go risk the odds of getting hurt again.
Here we are with Chris Miller. Chris Miller, mate, you are the official head judge. That's what I'm claiming.
Yeah, that's not a good thing in this situation because I don't want to be the one responsible for actually picking somebody to win this.
Well, I'm not going to personally blame you.
All right, but it's all good. Everybody's good. They're all too good, so it's hard to judge.
Speaking of hard to judge, let's talk about Tony Hawk and a little bit about him because I know you grew up with him.
Yeah, I've known Tony since I was like 12 years old, so pretty long time. He's super good guy. He's amazing that he just keeps skating, keeps getting better. It seems like every year still. I don't know when it's going to end, but so far it hasn't slowed down a bit.
Well, rumor has it he almost barbecued himself. Is that true?
Yeah, we got invited to a barbecue at the Hawk Ramp, and things were looking bad. It looked like Tony was going to burn something.
So let's check out the barbecued hawk. Check this one out.
Skateboarding is not a crime, but that is the image skaters fought for years, at least until Tony Hawk came along.
If you look up in the dictionary professional skateboarder, it'll probably have Tony Hawk's name in it.
He is going huge. The best skateboarder the sport has ever seen.
When I look at Tony Hawk, I see a guy that is as significant to our culture as Joe DiMaggio, Babe Ruth, and Michael Jordan.
Is there such a thing as a perfect run?
The world's greatest skateboarder started from humble beginnings. The youngest of 4 siblings, he had a pathological determination and gravitated immediately to skateboarding.
We were lucky kids. Our parents got behind whatever we wanted to do.
With the support of his father, Tony turned pro in 1983 at the age of 14.
Frank Hawk was one of the most important people in skateboarding in the 80s because he was the only person that was putting together the whole contest circuit.
In his first year as a pro, Tony dominated the sport.
He's not supposed to be as good as he is. He couldn't do aerials the way conventional skaters did. Tony had to ollie his board out. And when he learned how to do this, he was convicted of being a circus skater. But what he was actually doing is he was inventing the next style of how to propel your board.
Tony just didn't fit that mold of the styly, slash grind guy. He was more into progression. He was looking to the future.
Take my hand, disco man. Are you just a one-night stand?
Over the course of the next decade, Tony invented over 80 tricks and won over 70 professional contests.
The guy was as fierce a competitor as I've ever seen in my life. Every contest, he would have to get himself really angry and pissed off at something in order to win.
Tony seemed to have it all until the unforeseen happened. Skateboarding fell off, parks were destroyed, and Tony, near bankruptcy, retreated to his home in Fallbrook.
It was like Cinderella. He turned his Honda into a Lexus, and then his Lexus turned back into a Honda.
He stayed with it every time. It had its ups and downs, and it was never for the money. It was never for fame. It was for the love of the sport.
However, by the mid-90s, with the emergence of events like the X Games, the media once again embraced skateboarding.
Like I know during the 90s, he didn't have to get mad to win anymore. He could just enjoy himself more.
But skateboarding has heart.
Yeah, I would call him a fierce competitor. I'm glad he's out.
He's a guy whose position in the sport will never, ever be topped or never be challenged. And his contribution to the sport is totally unparalleled.
Tony Hawk, he's the man. This is Tony Hawk! 12 skateboarding world championships.
And Tony Hawk receives 100 points, a perfect score!
You all know my client, Tony Hawk. Sure, how's the Baron of board sports?
Skateboarding god, Tony Hawk.
Create skateboard maestro, the skateboard king. Best skateboarder in the world.
The one and only Tony Hawk.
This guy's put such a tremendous face on skateboarding, and he's giving so many kids hope and inspired so many kids because they can see that you can, bust your ass and be what you want to be in your life if you stay true to who you are.
Tony represents the sport, and whatever happens for Tony, it's happening for us as well.
Knowing Tony, he'll never stop pushing himself, but knowing the position that he's in right now, he'll be able to push it even more.
Frank Hawk is in heaven looking down and watching Tony's every move and just cheering.
How's it going? I'm Jason Ellis, and we are at Tony Hawk's ramp. And this is round 3 of the OP King of Skate. And Tony Hawk is going to grind a rail that's on fire, which means he's going to have to be off his face to make it. Why do I always say off his face? He's not even, he's sober, for Christ's sakes. That sucked.
A cultural icon these days, Tony Hawk doesn't have much time for anything, especially concocting a concept to challenge the world's best skaters.
I've been focusing mostly on our tour lately, our Boom Boom Huck Jam, and this project came about the same time, and so I didn't have a lot of time to think about it or plan it. I basically tried to incorporate it into an existing ramp we already have, and I don't really care if I win, but I'm just stoked to get the opportunity to do it. I just wanted to do something different.
It's pretty serious now. When I got here, I was thinking, oh, it doesn't look that big and whatever, but I've changed my point of view after standing up on the roll-in and seeing it welded up there, and also talking to the pyrotechnician. It's kind of a wake-up call. I had to go home and get different clothes, and I guess I'm gonna put some aloe vera gel on my legs and try not to get burned. It's weird, you know, the roll-ins at an angle, and you're used to going down roll-ins that go straight into a ramp, and so it's just gonna take some getting used to before we ever light it up.
Oh, you suck! It's so hard to get speed.
Okay, well, I can push you if you want. And take that camera off me, all right?
Frontside tail slide just went down across the bar. Now we're just going to wait till it gets dark and 5-0 the flames. And then maybe a tail slide after that if your shoe doesn't melt.
So in the meantime, I'm going to skate, because that's how I got this job.
That's what I'm here for. Show people exactly how hard it is when a retard tries to go over it.
Oh my God, Ellis almost died just now.
No, I remember for a second there, I was like, I've got to keep going, and then I thought, I'm like, is there a platform? And I was like, there's no platform. So I'm like, man, yeah, like all in like half a second, I was like, this is going to be the meanest hip and shoulder I've had in a while. The rolling just made it hard, that's all. The rolling made that thing the death jump. You just cut the footage off. Right when he rolls in the rolling, there you go, that's his trick, king of skate. What do you think? This is it. This is what we've all been waiting for. He's tested it, the sun's going away, and we're lighting it up. That's real right there. See anyone else lighting up their own props? No. He's a hard worker. Can I have a fire extinguisher, please? You should turn it up more though.
You can jump a little bit. Yeah.
The stunt is heavy just because if one thing goes wrong, I either fall 20 feet or I catch on fire.
Let me see it. Let me see the legs.
Oh, that's fine. The board blocks it. As soon as I get on, I feel the heat stop.
Well, just in case, buddy. That's what I do, huh? Ping! I'd be so amped to be caught on fire. Don't take that in a bad way.
Crushed beneath her waves like
That rail's probably real high right now, too.
Yeah, I was saying you should probably go for a hand plant on it. Yeah. Now's the time for a hand plant.
That was gnarly. You know what? We were saying that the flames were all about theatrics and, you know, just visual enhancement. I think they actually add danger to it. It actually makes it a little gnarlier. It's fire. Anytime there's an extinguisher for you, anytime somebody's waiting at the bottom of the ramp ready to just fire extinguish you, that's bad.
You ready, director man?
He's raising the flames a little more and turn it into a tail slide. That way we could possibly someone could get on fire.
Oh yeah! Oh me! He had that one.
Well, I don't know, but I think so. Everything will turn to dust. In the end, you got no friends, and there's no one you can trust. Well, I got my ticket, I got my walking cheese. You know I got my peace of mind, erasing all my blues. You don't need advice, try to man on the road tonight. You don't need advice. Try to man on the road.
Sweet, that was a little scary. The only thing I'm bummed about is you didn't catch on fire and I didn't get to extinguish it, but apart from that,
Did I get a
was
little
sick.
trail though?
Oh yeah, you were in the fire. There was flames coming out from all. Yeah, it was a good time.
Look at this. This was.
It's got its
burn marks.
It's barbecue. I don't think I've ever been so amused by a stain on a skateboard, but yeah.
Riley, you may never do that. Okay?
Okay, he almost died, he almost melted.
Like scrape
It's
him
official,
and
it was good.
spark.
It's worth it. It's good. It's a wrap. This is Michael O'Mealy. He's a judge and a photographer, an editor for Skateboarder magazine. And O'Mealy, we're talking a little bit about Costin, and I'm going to tell you what I think, and then you can dilly-dally and say what you've got to say as well. But I'm going to claim, this is my claim, you can quote me on this, Eric Costin is the best street skater in the world, and that's what I think about that. What do you think, O'Mealy?
I'm inclined to agree with you.
Is that all you'd say about him?
Yeah, definitely.
That's it? Well then, if that doesn't wrap it up for you, because that doesn't wrap it up for me, you should watch this.
The name of the game is persistence, dedication, consistent motivation, resistance to stagnation and information, distributed free to the entire population.
Eric Costin was born 27 years ago in Bangkok, Thailand. Today, living in LA, he is regarded as the best street skater on the planet.
Eric Costin is, honestly, he's above and beyond everybody else.
I strike the empire back. I strike the empire back. Fuck the empire, high flying like the Millennium Falcon.
Guy can do anything he wants to do. He can manipulate his skateboard any way he wants to.
Like, even the things that he does that are hard, you can tell they're just so easy. It's not hard to him. Nothing's hard to him.
If you want to go technical, he can hang with everyone that's technical. He can do everything that they can do, but he can do it a little bit bigger, and a little bit cleaner, more style, less amount of tries. It's kind of depressing watching Costin skate because you know you'll never be that good.
Well, I grew up skating everything, actually. But it's like back when I started, everybody skated everything. It was kind of, it wasn't just street or it wasn't just vert. You skated everything.
Winning both the X and Gravity Games in 2001 put Costin on top of the street skate contest world. But most of his mark has been made in the visual media of photos and video.
Relax. Pump the brakes. Speed him, man.
you don't notice people skating for their style nowadays a lot. It's like just how gnarly they are, or what trick, that's the hardest trick they've done. I remember like just wanting to be like, when I'm starting, I wanted to look like this guy because his style was so cool.
Clear like a megaphone, pretty nigga hard, skip the metronome, rock the trump tower to the terror dome, full house, the pleasure dome, soprano, alto, tenor, the baritone, one of the illest that you ever know, rock steady, baby.
Sometimes things work out, or if it feels good, you could try something, and sometimes it's like, get the camera the hell away from me, I don't even want to deal with it. Right now I want to just cruise around and slap you a little red curve, and when you do film all the time, you don't get to do that. You don't get the satisfaction of just kind of cruising around skating.
Permit at his primary location, he'd be forced to scramble and settle for an unaccommodating multi-kink rail.
The streets have their own way of telling a story.
Street skating wouldn't look cool if it was in the middle of a field, a bunch of plywood and a homemade, ready-to-skate rail that's just perfect.
Niggas with hepatitis, unauthorized, hard to move, arthritis, infected, selected, neglected, rejected, and next time you hit the west, you the best motherfucker.
I think Eric is one of the most critical skateboarders out there. He looks at every crack, every little pebble, every little kink in the rail.
Only X I know's exhibit a RBX extraordinary, trying to snap.
He'll roll up to something and look at it and analyze it like for an hour before he'll even try it. And once everything's right and ready, then he'll finally do it.
It's a good reality check right there. I'm gonna figure this out real fast. High. Probably by the time I get here, if I'm not standing, it'll just pitch. You won't even be on the rail anymore. That's why I'm not trying to go too fast. When you go slow, you have to get up where it's higher. Then it's harder for you to actually stand up. Because by the time you're up there, you'll probably be squatting like this, and there's no way to balance like that. By the time you hit the first kink, if I'm like this, board's gonna go that way, and I'll probably end up wrapping my legs around the rail and smacking my head on the floor. Oh! Dirt doesn't work.
The thing with street skating, sometimes you might find a spot as you're driving by and it might look real good, but it turns out when you get up close, it sucks.
Fuck. Shit does not feel good.
Eric was frustrated and over it, and stuck with the question of what to do next.
I don't know. Obviously something has to get done and has to get done soon. I'm just not quite sure what. Just trying to do it without hurting myself.
Yeah.
There's a triple set of stairs in Santa Monica right next to the pier. So I just figured I had enough people in my car, to cover it. I didn't want to bring the rest of the crew just to come down and me go, nah, just go ahead and drive home. I came over here and just decided to give something a try, see how I felt. It's windy because it's right here next to the coast, and when you flip your board in the wind, it can be inconsistent. Anything that's long, you gotta go fast. And when you're going fast, you can't really run out of things at that height and distance. You just kind of gotta take a tumble.
Watch out for the hustler.
So far, I've seen a bunch of vert dudes jump and stuff, and I wasn't really sure how that was going to go, like who could win and who could lose out of that. And now that you've switch heel flipped and triple set, I have no idea what any judge is going to do or who's going to win or who's going to get last. I'm out of the loop. I have no idea anymore.
This is kind of how I get my work done, I guess. Like street skating, it's like you got to go and find a spot. You got to, or try and
we couldn't make it out of wood for you?
I guess it wouldn't look as good. It wouldn't feel right.
It would suck, is what you really
It would
want to say.
probably suck. It says a lot about what we have to do to go film street tricks for a video part and all that.
I just want to say thanks for coming and thanks for going down that, because I'm not going to.
Okay.
See you later, mate. Okay, now we're going to talk about Bob. And I like to talk about Bob because he is original.
He's completely so creative and spontaneous, and you never know what he's going to do. That's why I like him.
And he's a nice guy. Just to top it off. Just when you thought you couldn't get any more perfect.
And he's vegetarian.
And you love him for
it. In August of 2001, 24-year-old Brazilian skater Bob Burnquist took home the gold in the X Games, showing mainstream America that he was the dominant force in vert skateboarding. Bob grew up in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and began skating at age 11.
I'd say I had a tough upbringing in a sense. Skateboarding pretty much saved my life, I'd say. It gets pretty tough down there.
In 1994, Bob came to the United States on a skateboarding trip with some friends. He was in awe and disbelief at the unlimited amount of skatable terrain America had to offer. The popularity of the sport and the intensity of the skate community amazed Bob. It was nothing like Brazil. Bob called home to his mother in Brazil to let her know he wasn't coming home.
Your mom? I told my mom. I called her in like right before I was about to leave, and I said, "Mom, I'm not getting on the plane." She's like, "No, you gotta come back, and it's okay. You'll have another chance."
As soon as Bob hit the American streets, he was immediately noticed in the skate scene. Bob had a natural talent for skating switch dance and trying tricks nobody else would conceive. Bob's progression went at a fever-like pace. He was seen at every skate park across California. Because of his freakish talents, he quickly became skateboarding's new underground hero. Bob became a regular on the cover of every skateboarding magazine. In 1995, Bob won his first American contest, the Slam City Jam, a vert contest in Vancouver, Canada. He then went on a winning tear for the next 5 years, becoming known as the one to beat. Since then, Bob has won almost every award and contest possible, leaving a legacy of versatility and style in his wake.
I don't know. I think when Bob's on, he's untouchable, honestly.
The past year has been his biggest. Bob bought a new home in Vista, California, and became a father when his girlfriend, fellow professional skater Jen O'Brien, gave birth to their first child, daughter named Lotus.
Lotus was the pivotal moment of everything. I started being more focused and serious in what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to skate for a living, so I had to redirect. I started caring a lot more on the professional side, just getting things done.
Bob also recently opened a restaurant in Leucadia, California with his family. Bob hasn't forgotten his roots and is a role model for other Brazilian skaters. He has brought notoriety to his country and opened the gates for other gifted Brazilian skateboarders.
Yeah, I'm confident about the loop. You know, the whole line to the loop with the bar and then the loop and then maybe opening it up, and that's all experimental, and I don't even, know how that's going to be, but I think it could work out. I've done all of them individually, so it should work. What's going on, everyone? Ready to go? Let's do this.
He's going to ride all the way around, go into here with his hands first, and then he's going to say, get rid of the pads. It's going down.
Barry Zawitsky is a certified, what are you? Athletic trainer. And he'll take care of you if you slam. So Bob really has nothing to worry about. There's no fear factor for Bob, because Bob, if he doesn't make it, Barry's here. What did I tell you? He is nailing.
Bob's got the bar coming up.
Awesome, awesome. Can't believe it.
Bob's goal is two-part. Having successfully completed the first half, he continues with more attempts to gain the confidence needed to move on. But physically, he begins to break down.
By halfway through the day, I could tell that he was, it wasn't just a matter of taking your time through the day to make the trick. I knew that he had like less time than everybody else because he was worn out physically, you could tell. Not only did he have to do it, but he had to do it quick, because those last couple of times when he went through, you could just tell he couldn't hold himself up anymore. Skill anymore, it was just a matter of he won't be standing in another hour. So yeah, he was drained, seriously drained.
I wanted to kind of keep going since it was just one day. There's only so much you can do in one day and even 2 days, so there's a couple things that I had to stay away from. If I didn't have any energy in my legs, I would just collapse upside down. So it started to get to the point where that would happen, so I just decided to quit right there and make sure I can live to skate another day.
So how do you feel about today? Pretty good?
Feels pretty good. I actually did a lot more than I was expecting to do. Because I never skated the loop. You know, I was like, I don't know how it's going to feel. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to do the bar and then do that.
So what are we going to start up with tomorrow?
We're going to, first thing, probably going to open that thing up and just go for it. So if we had more time, I'd do this, you know, try and switch and all that, but we got to open it up.
Gap jump.
Gap.
It's time. I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
See you tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, Jason, thanks for coming.
No worries, mate.
If I had a normal day where I was just waking up ready to skate, you know, full energy, full healthy body, I'd try to just go around, do the grind, come down, do the loop. Try to do an air to fake it, and then unwind, basically just come back around and do it switch. but I don't know how long that could take, and it could take a lot of beatings, and then it'd just be over with. So the other option was to open up and then just try to do the air and see what happens.
Here we are at Bob's Ramp, day 2, and we're taking the gap out off the bat. We're not even going to do any regular loops. We're just going for the gap jump off the bat.
It's all maybes, you know, until you actually try it. Just ready to go again for this new, different concept here. I'm feeling good about it. I think I have just about enough energy to pull this off. Just about enough.
You are really going to switch fronts over there? Yeah.
It's the only way to go, Jason, I think.
He explained to me that he thought it would be easier switch than regular for him. And for anybody else to understand that, you have to understand Bob, because he's got switch dialed.
As far as airing the gap, I'm actually going to pump an air, and I'm thinking on the lines of corner-to-corner air, you know, in a swimming pool. That's kind of what made me even kind of think it was possible, is thinking of a corner-to-corner air. And then after that, actually doing airs on the overbird that's already there. I've done a couple airs on that, and then everything just kind of evolved. You know, I just want to keep going. You know, I just like, okay, get up, go. And then you're like, ah, wait, hold on. You've got to think twice about it. My mind will always want to keep going, you know, but your body, you have to listen to it too, because you can overstretch it and then it'll be over, you know.
Because he's trying to do a 180 in it, so it looks a lot harder now. All of a sudden it got hard. It looks real hard. I can still probably do it, but it's hard now.
His power and belief that he can do it, he took himself in his mind to that level.
He's just taking such a beating. I think he can do it. He's getting close enough where I think it's doable for him, but it just seems like it's like an endurance race at this point, you know? If his body will hold out long enough to just be able to put one down.
Bob took tremendous impacts to his heels the last 2 days of going through this, so he'll barely be able to move tomorrow.
As far as doing it, it's a question of time, but it's a question of his body. You know, like today, I think he's just about at his limit, so.
You're a loose dude, come on now. Nothing tight, nothing. You're a loose dude. our shearing.
He's gonna make it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I was really starting to just go, okay, I'm just gonna call it. This is too much. I got a lot going on. I just gotta stop it here. And I'm glad it just came really close to me at one time, and I just keep going. You know, there's no use in stopping now. Every single time I tried it was different, and it was hard to make it the same every time, you know, so you can actually try to start thinking about how you're going to pull it, how you're going to make it. You know, I just wasn't even getting close to landing. I wasn't even putting it down, and I was just getting hurt, you know, kind of. It's a really long drop to fall from, and my ankle was just really feeling it because I was falling the same exact way every single time, and it was too much.
Press and feel that wall, and he was a little tight. He loosened up and he found that wall.
Everything else that I've done, I knew I could do it, and I did it. This, I actually had doubts, like halfway through, that it was actually possible.
He landed it. Just put it down. Now it's a done deal. He's gonna make it. Just got to keep it going. Don't slow down. The pain will sink in.
It was just one good try, you know, one little actually throw the dice try that I put it down on the wall, and then everyone, you know, around was just going, ah, that was it, like, and then you just get pumped, and that's actually when it gets a little dangerous too, because you can get real close and then just not quite get it, you know, and then it's